Namaste students, welcome to our social class. So we are discussing the lesson people as resource, right? So in that in our last classes we have discussed that how important is human capital and how human capital is termed as people as resource, right? So in that we also learned how people, the normal people of a country, can change into human capital and how they can change into assets of the country, either what we say the liability. Understood? So how important human capital is, everything we have learnt, and in what ways the human capital is, or maybe the people are, those who are termed as resource, they are helpful for us. So in that, to learn all those things, we also learnt about the stories of Sakal. In that we learnt how Sakal has become a successful man only by investing him. Then after that we also learned the story of Vilas. In that, how investment has been done in people's life, isn't it? And after we learned that how a country like Japan also have become very much improved and developed, where only human power or human resource are very much important and they are playing much important role in their economy, right? So now we have to understand how human capital can change into asset only because of the knowledge, ability, skills, education, training, experience, and their skill of judgment, wisdom, creativity, and creativity in all types of education or all types of work will lead them to become human capital, unless they are also like a normal people, or they can turn as what we say liability. So if we want to become, if the people want to become assets of the people, definitely everyone has to involve in economic activities. What is meant by economic activities? Economic activities are nothing but the work which we take, okay? And then these economic activities has been divided into three types, that is primary activities, secondary activities, and tertiary activities. Primary activities and secondary activities we are going to discuss in the next videos. Now just go to small introduction of tertiary activities. Tertiary activities are the activities which provide support to primary activities and to the secondary activities. Okay, brief introduction of primary activities. Primary activities which have been related to agriculture, poultry farming, fishing, horticulture, animal husbandry, mining, quarrying, etc. are called primary activities. So natural resources are just extracted in primary activities. Okay, so in this all the activities will take in primary action. So by going through this picture we can understand, based on this, what kind of activities will come under all the three sectors, like primary, secondary, and tertiary. Okay, next come to the activities which have been called as the primary activities, that is agriculture, forestry, animal husbandry, fishing, poultry farming, and quarrying. Okay, next is secondary activities. Manufacturing, all type of manufacturing activities are come under secondary activity, like natural resources are properly modified in secondary activities. So what will happen in secondary activities? So the raw materials which have been raised from primary activities will be modified properly in secondary activities. Okay, and what kind of activities will come under secondary activities? Yes, it is all kind of manufacturing activities. For example, cotton textiling, okay, and sugar factories, everything will come under secondary activities. Now come to tertiary activities. These tertiary activities are the activities which supports both the primary activities as well as secondary activities. So through this tertiary activities, both the primary and secondary activities will be successful in their own sectors through providing trade, transport, communication, banking, education, health facilities, tourism, services like insurance, everything will be come under tertiary activities. Now come to economic activities. Generally these economic activities has been divided into two. One is market activities, other is non-market activities. When some product or services is produced to be sold in the market, it is called as market activities. Okay, so if the production is made produced only to sell in the market, that activities will be called as market activities. So sometimes what happen, production will be not done or it won't be taken to sell in the market, it will be for their own consumption. So which is sometimes product or services is produced for self consumption and it is called as non market activities. If a farmer produce just enough to meet his own needs, then his activity is a non farm activity, it is not farm activity or it is not market activity, it is non market activity. Similarly, the work of a housewife, it is also called as non farm or non market activity. Now come to the quality of population, because each and everybody, they are all are involved in economic activities and they are producing something. Maybe it is a product or maybe service. If they want to produce a quality production, the population must be qualified, right? So what describes or what determine the quality of population? It is education. First point is education. There is a provision made for providing universal access and retention and quality in the elementary education with a special emphasis on girls. So mainly education is for all. Education is very much important for each and everybody. Without education, that too nowadays in our present scenario, without education no one can survive and no one can lead a better life. However, they can manage to earn for their life, like to meet their some needs, but no one can lead their life properly in a better way without education. So education is very much needed. So because of that, number of attempts have been made from the government, maybe it is from central government or maybe from state government, to meet all kind of educational problems and to provide education to all the people. Through education, by learning and educating, we can bring change also. We can bring, although with the help of many methods, still our literacy rate is vary from state to state and district to district. So all the states don't have the same literacy rate. So if you have your books, you can go through the ratio, and a graph is provided in the book where literacy rate is provided. Literacy rate in India has been printed. Okay, so through this particular literacy rate is vary from state to state, that we can go through, and because of this indifference rate of literacy, it brings a somewhat difference in our development. So because where the literacy rate is high, most probably that particular state will be developed, or it may result in somewhat more developed compared to other states. Okay, then after that we have to discuss some more aspects which determine the quality of population, that is health. Health is very much important, as education is very important. To attain that education, being healthy is very important. Just imagine, if you are not feeling well, maybe you or me, if we are not feeling well, are we able to listen, and am I able to teach the lesson? Are you able to listen the lesson? Not, of course, because there will be a healthy mind in a healthy body, right? So you have probably know this proverb. So what it says that we must be healthy to learn all the things. If we want to learn all the before this we learnt the story of Vilas. In that Vilas story, how Vilas was, he was suffering from the arthritis disease, and because of that he was not interested in his studies, and because of that not interested, he didn't go to the school, right? So this was also one of the reason for the population and the quality of population. Then comes the unemployment. Unemployment is the scenario where we are suffering, or where we have stuck in our economy. So this unemployment is a very big problem in most of the nation, not only in India. Most of the nation are depending on this. Unemployment is a situation where people are ready to work but they are not getting any work to do. That is unemployment. So what is the effects of unemployment? Unemployment can be emotionally draining on the unemployed persons, and it can be financial and emotional drain on his family members. A large number of unemployed people is ultimately a liability for the society, and high rate of unemployment can also increase the crime rate. So maybe you have seen in news channels that most probably the crime which has been done, it only through the unemployed people. Then this unemployment has two types, that is seasonal unemployment and hidden unemployment. Let's see what is meant by seasonal unemployment. This type of unemployment is more prevalent in rural areas mostly. The farming cycle is season based, and there are certain months which are quite busy for the farm workers, and there are many other months when a farm worker is without work. It means in agricultural field, a worker will get only work for some time alone. When the harvesting is made, only through that time alone he will get work. Next come to hidden unemployment. This is also known as disguised unemployment. This type of unemployment is also more prevalent in rural areas. To understand this, let us take an example of a family with 8 working members. All of them are working on their farm, and the size of the farm make it possible to be efficiently managed by 5 persons only. It means the work which they have in the farm, it is enough for 5 members, but still there are 8 members in the family. All the 8 members are working in that farm, so the extra 3 persons are working extra there, so that will be called as disguised unemployment. Now one more problem which we have to discuss, that is educated unemployed. What is meant by educated unemployed? The problem of unemployment among the educated youth is very high in urban areas, most probably in urban areas. Nowadays even high educated youth like graduates and postgraduates are unable to find a job. Some analysis suggest that most of the highly educated youth do not possess empathetically, but they're just sitting idle, and now instead of becoming assets, they are forming as a liability to the country. Okay, so this educated unemployment is very much dangerous to the country. So thank you students, that's all for today. So through this we'll finish off our lesson. Thank you.